Hi, I'm Sarah from The Upcoming. A real pleasure to have you here with us at the 2025 Berlinale. Maybe we can begin with an introduction to the settlement. People who don't know anything about the film, what can they expect going in?
Explain the movie. It's a hard question. Mainly it's about the relationship between two brothers, Hossam and Maro, and how they developed their relationship between each other after they started work at the same factory that their father died. Yeah, I think I see the film is about the relationship between father and son, and there are two lines of father and son in the film. First line that the relationship between Hossam and his father died, but we see it in the film, we feel it. And the other line is the relationship between Hossam and Maro, because Maro, at some point, he replaced his father, his died father, with Hossam. I mean, he put Hossam as like he's a father.
And I understand it's, inspired by true events. At what point did you decide you wanted to make a film about that? And how did you kind of balance that, staying true to what happened, but then also creating something that is cinematic and has this kind of undercurrent of being a thriller?
For sure, there is something imaginary in the film because I'm fascinated with the industrial spaces. Actually, I love them, and I see visually they are rich. And I had these images about a worker guy, who work in a factory, but he doesn't belong to this factory. And then I met this guy by chance, and he told me the story of his father, that he died as his father was a construction worker, and while he was working, he felt and he died. And the company offered the guy to work at the same place, but not to ask for any legal actions against the company. When he ended the story, I saw his eyes, and it was very sad because I felt that he was so sad, or he had these questions because he feels that he built his future over the death of his father. And that's how I started to create the whole story.
And even the fact that they're given these jobs as kind of compensation for their father's death rather than being able to seek justice, is that kind of a microcosm of the wider access to justice and the social reality that people live in Egypt?
In Egypt, for sure, but also, I mean, it's in every society. And I think the capitalism is the reason of everything. That's how I see things, the capitalism.
Choosing this story, do you feel like, in a way, it's a specific story, but there's also a comment or a critique on something broader, which is, how is it that we've come to this point where that's all you can get instead of real justice in this world? You've said that, the making of the film fulfills an ambition to be able to sort of use, non-professional actors, have real people in your story. What was that experience like, and why was that so important to you, not only to bring authenticity, but to also throw a spotlight on these individuals?
Actually, with New Faces, because it was important to me, because I didn't want audience to have any reference of the actor. When they see Hossam, for them, he is Hossam, not the actor who plays Hossam. To make it real, because the young boy, Maru, I can't find a professional actor who has 12 years old. So I wanted to make this balance between the two main characters, because they are both the main characters of the film. There is some real actors in the film. They play some roles, and most of the extras are real actors. They're real workers.
And I know you've worked in documentary as well as fiction filmmaking. How do you think that perhaps influences your approach to, the way you shoot your film, and how it feels quite sort of real and authentic than someone who's only worked in fiction, perhaps?
I think it influenced me that I wanted to make it so real. That's because I came from a documentary background, maybe working with workers as actors. It's, I think, because I come from a documentary background.
And how do you like to use kind of genre elements? I mean, the fact that, kind of has this thriller edge, or leaving some things kind of a bit unanswered, and being a bit of a mystery in there that would be, you could say is a bit different from something that was like truly a sort of social realist drama. How do you like to use kind of genre in that way?
Some people say it thriller. I don't know, but maybe. Actually, now I leave it to the audience. I think I made my job, and now the audience will see what I have made.
And what do you hope, though, that people will leave the cinema feeling or thinking about, what we said, these elements of justice, of power, the reality of, working in these kind of labor jobs?
All of this actually. And also the relationship between family members.
And what has it meant to you to have the film in the perspective section here at the Berlinale, which, I feel like this is a festival that does make an effort to really spotlight diverse voices, people who are kind of making bold decisions in cinema. Why does it feel like this is the perfect place for your film?
It makes me feel very happy, but also very anxious because, yes, because it's Berlinale, and it's one of the most important festivals in the world, and it keeps the eyes on you to see the film and critique it. So I think it's very good, but also it's very anxious.
And how was come on, tell us what the premiere was like last night. What an experience to show your film, be here on the red carpet, engaging with the audience, I guess.
Yesterday, I didn't know how to feel, actually. And I was surrounded by some friends who live here, and some friends from Egypt, or even from Berlin. All of them said it was okay, it was fine, it was good, and people engage in the film and everything. But I didn't know how to feel. Really, I didn't know how to feel. But today I had the second screening, and I went just for the Q&A, and I felt good. I felt they liked the film, so okay, I'm fine.
And how do you see the cinema landscape right now? I guess Berlinale is like one of these amazing festivals that is platforming diverse voices. But when you look maybe beyond film festivals, there's still kind of a strong hold, by sort of European, American filmmakers. Do you feel like there's more work to be done? I mean, I was at Marrakesh Film Festival in December, and they're doing amazing work, I think, to kind of bring this like osmosis between Western cinema and from the MENA region. But is that an area that you think that more needs to be done to kind of bring diverse voices to the fore?
Yeah, I think it has a good opportunity in the MENA region, yes. I don't know where exactly, but I think it has. And actually, I want to screen it in Egypt for sure, because I'm Egyptian, and since I was 5 years, I watched Egyptian films, and I was fascinated by them. And they had very good influences on me. So I hope that my film will and to influence other people in Egypt.
And do you already know what you're working on next? Have you got the next thing percolating somewhere, or you don't know yet?
I don't know yet, actually.
Let the dust settle on this one. Let your anxiety die down, and then you can look ahead. Well, thank you so much for sharing all that with me. Huge congrats on the film, and really enjoy the rest of your time here in Berlin. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.